Timothée Chalamet, congratulations on your BAFTA Rising Star first and foremost. And this is just another fantastic piece of recognition for this wonderful, outstanding role that you have in this incredible film. So congratulations.
Thank you. And it means a lot, and it means a lot coming from BAFTA, and certainly within this category, because there's a lot of actors that I've watched and admire that have been in this category before and won it, like Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland. So to be an American and included is a good feeling.
And it's voted for by the public, and this film, Call Me By Your Name, has just connected so beautifully, and quite rightly so, with so many people.
Well, that's been probably the most thrilling part about this whole experience, is what started as like almost an exercise in staying as faithful to an adaptation of a book as possible that felt like it had a special place in a lot of people's hearts, has now turned into something that when we go to Q&As, it's like a lot of young people and a lot of people that I feel like I see myself in, and it's not this film that exists in a vacuum or only preaches to a certain audience. I think thanks to Armie and thanks to Michael Stuhlbarg and Luca, it's really like a universally relatable love story, and that's why you see everyone getting a really emotional experience out of it.
It's just a wonderful journey that your character goes on throughout the film, and we spoke to your director only a couple of months ago, and he was an absolute joy to have on the podcast, and he talked very, very highly of you. And one of the things that we talked about was how you instinctively had this wonderful connection with the musical side of Elio's character, and that being a big part of him, but you kind of embraced that fully.
Yeah, I mean, music has always been a huge part of my life, and I think for a lot of actors, a lot of creatives, music is a sort of constant inspiration and constant way to keep rhythm within any sort of work. And for this role, again, by way of prescription of what the character was in the novel, he is just a very talented musician and can transpose music. And yeah, again, it felt like a prescription of the character. And also there's like the good fortune that my mom is a dance teacher, and I do come from like a dance family and spent a lot of time like at the School of American Ballet growing up because my sister was there. So wow. I was roaming around backstage for hours on end as the Nutcracker would play out at Lincoln Center, which is my favorite neighborhood in New York.
Obviously there's incredible music that Luca's weaved throughout the film, but also there's a few tracks that are part of the narrative as well. The Psychedelic Furs track, which I think, if nothing else, I think there's a brand new generation of Psychedelic Furs fans thanks to Luca including that in the film.
Yeah, I know. I'm so thankful that they let our small independent film get a song like theirs, because as I understand it, obviously I was not around. It was an extremely popular song. Certainly Lucas said part of his reasoning to set the movie in 1983 as opposed to 1988 as it is in the novel was to be able to include the Psychedelic Furs. And I think there was an idea to put some David Bowie songs in it, but it was budgetarily, they came down too hard on us or something. Luca just said that at a Q&A recently, so I'm allowed to say that. I'm not getting anybody in trouble. So,
good was your piano playing before you got the role? Because it's fantastic in the film.
I worked really hard at it before the movie started. I mean, I had the basics that I think probably served more as like really a good foundation than I think, and yet there certainly was a bit of a any actor would do it, you know, propping yourself up in the meetings with Luca, you know, 2 years a year before the movie, when he would say like, and your piano's still good, right? And I'd be like, oh, you know, fantastic, you know. It was just, it's never been better.
I can't believe you changed it again.
Oh, I changed it a little bit.
Yeah, why?
I just played it the way Busoni would have played it if he'd altered Liszt's version.
You've worked with some incredible directors in this flourishing and exciting career so far. I was lucky enough I did quite an in-depth interview with Christopher Nolan a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about Interstellar, of course. And what was great about chatting to him was being given the privilege of rewatching his films again, which, you know, we kind of take for granted. And watching Interstellar again is just such a fantastic film. That was quite early on, I guess, in your career, and I just wanted to ask you briefly about that experience as well.
It was incredible. I saw that movie 12 times in theaters. I spent maybe like $160 seeing that movie in theaters. So the working experience was incredible. I was out there a month and a half. I just finished high school. Chris Nolan was and is my favorite director. You know, I saw The Dark Knight when I was 12 with Gary Oldman, who I'm seeing now a lot, and who I worship, and that's a movie that Heath Ledger's performance in really made me want to act. And then so to shoot Interstellar, I had 10 working days on it. So the working days were great. And then it was tough because then I went to school in the fall. So, you know, very, very first world problem indeed. And yet I was like, I can't. I was just working with my favorite director, one of my favorite actors in McConaughey. Then the film came out, like I said, I saw it 12 times, and I wasn't in school at that point, and I don't know, that movie means everything to me. It's really one of my favorite projects I've been in. I don't know, to get to work with him again would be incredible. I got to see him recently at the Governor's Awards, and there's like a lot, you know, I feel like the new guy in the room, so I never want to overstay my first impressions with anyone. Yeah. But I saw Chris there, and I was like, I loved Dunkirk so much, and I hadn't seen him in 3-4 years, so I went up to him, and he didn't recognize me at first because I've aged about 13 years since then. But then we had a great conversation, and it was just so thrilling to get to talk to him again. I mean, I loved Dunkirk, and to see Hoytema, who shot that film too. Mm. And that guy's such a badass in the way he carries himself. It's like such a badass. Anyhow.
One of my favourite soundtracks as well from Interstellar. Oh, it's so powerful. It's so good.
Yeah, the Hans Zimmer soundtrack. And
yeah.
Weirdly, Visions of Gideon, which is a Sufjan Stevens song, and Call Me by Your Name. Mm-hmm. The first two keys in that progression of that chorus are the same as the major keys that swell in Interstellar, like the ones that swell in the cornfield chase and at the end of the movie. It's damn near the same. roommate pointed that out to me, independently of me pointing it out to him. So
thank you for pointing out to me.
Check that out and watch. And I'm serious. And watching Call Me by Your Name in a shamefully self-prophesizing way. The first time at Sundance, and those keys kicked in, and I was like, "What is this career unifying experience right now?" No.
Awesome.
I have loved you for the last time. Is it a video? Is it a video? I have touched you for the last time. Is it a video? Is it a video? For the love, for laughter, I flew up to your arms. Is it a video? Is it a video? For the love, for laughter, I flew up to your arms. Is it a video? Is it a video? Is it a video? I have loved you for the last time. Visions of Gideon. Visions of Gideon. And I have kissed you for the last time. Visions of Gideon. Visions of Gideon. For the love, for laughter, I flew up to your arms. Visions of Gideon. Visions of Gideon. Visions of Gideon. Visions of Gideon. Visions of Gideon.
I think you also should deserve an award for the actor who's watched one of his films the most, because most of the time you hear actors going, "Oh no, I never watch myself." But I absolutely love you even more for the fact that you went to see it 12 times.
So now that you say it like that, I have to clarify for any and all that don't remember, I had a small role in Interstellar. The Chris Nolan story's kind of funny because it's plausible that he would not recognize me, which is how the first 7 seconds of eye contact went down when I saw him again. So, and then he said, "You look, oh my God, I thought you were Dave Franco," is literally what he said. So,
Timothy, it's an absolute pleasure chatting to you. I really appreciate your time. And listen, I hope you can make it over.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
For BAFTAs, and you know, if you get as much love as this film's got with regards to this award, then we may well be seeing you up on that stage. Huge congratulations and huge thanks, Timothy. Thank you.
Fantastic. No, thank you for having me on. Thank you.
Words don't come easy.